Yo, Pete's Mischief here. I just want to say thank you very much. It's been a year since I've been on here. So let's do this episode then on the cost of living. Cute title sequence. There we go, title sequence away. So, yeah, it's the 5th of November. It's been a year since I've been doing this channel. And I've got a roundup of episodes sort of coming up in a couple of days. Stuff about the UFO topic, what we've learned over this year. Things that have been going off, some more cases for you, and looking into ancient civilizations, ancient technology, and things like that. But today, I want to cover a little subject which is very close to home, very close to my heart, very close to everyone, actually, at the minute, and it affects everyone, unless you're a multi-billionaire or some kind of, I don't know, Prime Minister, politician, or MP, it seems, or some celebrity, and you get celebrities talking about this, and they have no idea about this at all. So I thought someone that does have an idea about this would talk to you about it. So, cost of living then. What do they mean when they say cost of living? They throw this term around like it's a flippant thing. You know, you hear people on Piers Morgan and people, you know, and on the news talking about, oh, the cost of living and prices may go up and just fuel and blah, 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 and all this shit, right? And food has slightly gone up and slightly, fucking hell. I go down to Aldi, right? 2 bags of shopping, 2 bags, that's it, is nearly 40 quid. In fact, it's over 40 quid sometimes, depending on what you get. And you've not even got anything for the week. Now, if there's, I don't know, 6 of you living in a house, which there are many people that have 6 people living in their house, you know, 4 kids, 2 adults, you know, even if there's 2 adults and 2 children, that's 4 people living in a house. So it's not only food that's gone up then, it's house prices, petrol, energy, okay? House prices, as I mentioned in a little snippet that I did the other day. A house not far from me, only a 3-bedroom, little old council house thing in Derbyshire, is going for nearly £895 per calendar month. So nearly 900 quid. So if you take into account what most people earn, and most people earn around 20 grand, so put together you're earning 40 grand if there's you and your missus working. Some people are lucky, you know, 40 grand a year, 30 grand a year. And if you're with a partner and you're on 60 grand a year, you're pretty much just about okay at the minute. But that's only just okay. So, going on to the fact that house prices are going up, I've got a little piece from Shelter, okay? Now, Shelter warns of a bleak start to 2023 for those who are at a place to call home. Now, there are many people that, I don't know, might be somehow watching this that might be homeless. You might be sofa surfing. You might be, I don't know, in between a house because you've had to sell because you couldn't afford to live where you lived, or your rent went up so much that you just couldn't afford it. And I feel for you. Some of my friends at the minute are searching for houses, as I've mentioned before. And a room at the minute just to rent is between £400 to £500 a month just for a room. You know, I could rent my gym out to someone for that, according to these people. So new research from Shelter shows that at least 271,000 people. That's just a rough estimate, I imagine, and it's probably gone up since then, since this report was done, which was the 11th of January. Recorded as homeless in England. So that's 271,000 people. Including those are 123,000 children, which are homeless, living on the streets. Yet, and this is not a dig at taking in anyone, we seem to be able to take in people and whack them in a hotel if you just randomly come here. Yet we can't seem to put up any of our homeless, you know, citizens that are actually here right now that need our help. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Is that right? I don't think so. We should be housing our own people first. You know, yes, give help to people that need help, that need asylum. But we've got empty spaces all over the bloody cities that don't get used. Let's remake these places into affordable housing, affordable places to live. So, Shelter's detailed analysis of official homeless figures and responses to a freedom of information request shows that one in 208 people in England are without a home. It's probably gone up since this report came out. Of these, 2,400 people are sleeping rough on any given night. 15,000 people are in hostels or supported accommodation, and nearly 250,000 are living in temporary accommodation, most of whom are families. Now, from my own experience, I've been through this kind of thing before, where I was basically told that my missus and kids could be housed or put in some kind of sheltered accommodation, and I would have to fuck off because we weren't married at the time. That makes absolutely zero sense to me, but hey, you know, I don't work in the council or the government, so obviously I'm not intelligent enough to decide my own fate or to keep a family together and put us into accommodation when we paid tax since we were 16. But hey, that's yeah. So anyway, the number of people living in temporary accommodation has risen by an alarming 74% in the last 10 years, something the charity argues is driven by the chronic shortage of social homes. Well, I'd have to agree there. How many times have you seen these housing estates that have been knocked up around you, which are meant to have a portion derived to council homes? And they don't. Somehow it kind of slips by, and they're like, oh, there's one house there. There's probably a house on the corner, which is like a 2-bedroom house or something. And they're going, oh yeah, that one's a council house, you know. And it's like, right, okay, I don't understand. Where are these houses? Why are you selling them off to people when people actually need them? You know, people are paid into the system. But what doesn't matter what colour you are, all right? Black, white, pink, orange, yellow, green. If you are British, you're a British citizen, you live here, you have been born here, you've got your visa, whatever, says you live here, right? You are a British citizen. If you paid into the system, then you deserve to be able to get a council house or to get help when you are out of a job, right? Not to be looked down upon and not to be treated like crap and have other people being brought in and let do whatever. You know, that's not on, is it? That we need to look after our people here so we can look after everyone else around the world as well, you know, because without treating our civilization and actually making England a better place, you know, a more civilized place, a more open place, a place that you can legally use drugs, you know, and psychedelics and be open about things. And oh, I don't know, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here now, aren't I? So more than 2/3 of families, 68% living in temporary accommodation, have been there for over a year, showing this type of accommodation is becoming less and less temporary as families cannot escape homelessness due to severe lack of affordable homes. There is a situation made even worse by the 3-year freeze on housing benefit and the cost of living crisis, which I'm speaking about right now. It's insane, isn't it? It's insane. I don't understand why food's gone up, and I've got a separate topic which I'm going to bring up in another video. I'll just dive into it a little bit here. I've covered a little bit before about substances in our foods. You know, nitrogen, sodiums. You know, yeah, I know sodium is salt, but when you've got what is it, metabisulfate, that's in like sausages and other things that actually cause irritation to people, can cause skin rashes, breathing irritation. Why are we allowing these things to be in our so-called food? And you're serving people crap, absolute crap in the supermarkets. I'd say at least 80% of the things in the supermarkets isn't actually food. You know, biscuits, cereals, you've got meats with trisulfates in and sodium dioxide and all sorts of just random chemicals pumped into them to swell them up, to absorb water, to dry them out, to maintain their longevity and stuff. But people are affected by this. But yeah, you can only really afford the cheap, crappy shit if you've got a big family, you know, and you try and buy healthy and you think you're eating healthy, but all the crap in it isn't healthy. So you're getting unhealthy, but you can't go to the NHS because it's dire at the minute. And I'm not knocking any of the nurses or the doctors, anything that work there. I'm knocking the government for not putting the money into it. Where does the money that we've been taxed then go? I mean, surely we've been taxed a hell of a lot bloody more in the past couple of years. So where's all that money disappeared to? And people go, oh, COVID, blah, blah. Well, we didn't have to shut down over COVID. I don't care what anyone thinks about what I'm saying about right now. We should never have shut down. It was absolutely bloody stupid. I never stopped working while it was going on. Not one day did I have off. You know, we just carried on going. We were a cleaning company. You know, if you shut that down, that's a bit ridiculous, isn't it? During a pandemic, which it wasn't. But you know, so we got all these things to blame, but who's really to blame? The people in charge of the money. That'd be the government, would it not? You know, why is food so expensive? Why is the housing so expensive? Why is electricity so? I really don't understand why we're accepting all of this over energy. You know, when we're protesting over the ULEZ down in London, no coverage of it. No one's saying out. You know, you've got to go to GB News and places like this and stuff on here on YouTube to find out about protests about the ULEZ because they're charging people in London, which it'll expand because they've already expanded it to the outer London now. So it'll expand to the whole country eventually, where you get charged for just driving around. So every day you have to pay £12.50. So you'll be £12. So most people won't be able to afford a car or go anywhere or do anything. So we're going to be even worse off than we are now. And we just seem to be letting this happen. There were thousands of people were protesting in London. No one knew about it. You know, boroughs were turning around going, we don't want this, we want to stop this. You're already charging people way too much for tax and road tax. You're not fixing the roads, you're not doing anything with that. You know, you're already taxing people on food, you're taxing people on everything. You tax people on their wages. You know, people forget that we get taxed on absolutely everything, you know. So when I do a quote, I've got to add VAT onto a quote as well, you know, and I've got to include the tax that gets paid on top of, you know, any staff we've got and any labour, because we have to pay national insurance, which is tax, and take all that into account when we're working figures out, you know, and for end of year tax where they want like 25% of your business. For what? Why are you taking more money off us? It's no wonder no one's got any money. So that's my piece on cost of living then. What is the true cost of living? Well, the cost of living seems to be whatever the government decides the cost of living is. And the cost of living appears to be your soul, really, and your willingness just to obey and say yes, sir, and no, sir, and, oh, I'll go to war for you, I'll do this, or I'll pay another 20% on top of my taxes, or I'll pay this, you know, whatever. Wicked. Yeah. Oh, that felt quite nice, that little rant, actually. I hope you enjoyed that. So yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you guys think we should do about this? What should be done? And the next election, who are you going to be looking to vote for? You know, certainly we can't keep who we've got in at the minute, because it's just going to be more of the same. More austerity, more taking money, more higher tax. I don't understand, you know. It's like we have oil off the coast of our country. Why don't we just use that? You know, we've got mines if you want to start using coal again. You know, we've got the ability to make nuclear energy here in this country. So why don't we just do that? We've got wind and power off our shores. Just make a proper national grid again and power the whole country through that. We don't need anybody else. What are you doing? I really don't understand. You know, we can make so much in this country. At one point, we ruled this entire world, okay? You know what I mean? From this tiny little place, we produce steel, coal, manufacturing, cars, you know, it was endless, you know, planes. We made the fucking Spitfire, for God's sake. What happened? What happened? You know, where did that go? I don't care how patriotic I sound or right wing or whatever. I'm not. I'm just saying, what happened to that? What happened to that country? That innovation, that care, that willingness to get, you know, I'm not, I have to stick up a little bit for the British Empire in some ways, because when you actually look at what it did, oh my God, you know, the innovation it brought, and yes, it brought tyranny and it brought, you know, suffering to people and stuff, but it also brought a culture to people and a connection that no other empire had ever done before, ever, you know, and it still echoes on today. You know, and a lot of places, you know, America, all these places that want empires want to be the British Empire. That's what they want, and that's why we're so put down in this country. Why no one does anything, and why we're so, I don't know why we're so scared of actually standing up for what is right and saying no, house prices should not be that fucking high. You know, we should be able to buy a house. What are you doing? You know, no, we're not. You shouldn't pay that much for food, and get rid of all this shit and give us actual food. And farmers, pay them more. Let's get the fucking money to them. Let's go and train people up to go and work on the fucking farms with them. You know, so we can actually produce food in this country. Let's go and get the power going again in this country. You know what I mean? I just don't. I really don't. Well, we're buying coal from Australia. You know, we've got coal here. We've got it here. My family used to mine it. You know, it's whoa. Okay, so yes, once again, let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you very much for subscribing to this. Sorry, this has just been a rant. Really, happy bonfire night as well. Maybe we need Guy Fawkes back, eh? It's just insane, isn't it? So I used the episode really to plead with the government, to plead with somebody to listen. And to actually listen to the common people. We can't afford this rubbish. It's just what I don't get. Why are you punishing us? That's what it seems, you know. Punish the peasants. Oh, Charles, let's punish the peasants, shall we? That sounds like a marvelous idea, Camilla. I don't fucking know. Let's tax them more. That sounds good. Let's have a really big party and we'll spend all of their lovely money on this big coronation thing. Do you know, I just don't. You know, if it had spent the money on the coronation on housing homeless people and veterans, wow, what a king! That's what I'd have done. You know, I don't need the billions of pounds that you throw it at me here. Let's give it back to the people. Go and build some proper homeless shelters where you've got actual rooms for people, accommodation. Let's not call it homeless accommodation. Let's just call it really nice accommodation that costs like, I don't know, fucking £300 a month or whatever, £400 a month for a nice big room with a you know, a little settee and ensuite thing and stuff, and somewhere you can cook. You know, proper little rooms if you need somewhere just to live. You know, and let's get house prices down. Obviously, that would include your power and electric, everything that would be in that. So £400, not too bad for like a 2-room thing with a bathroom, separate bathroom sort of thing. That'd be quite handy for many people. That'd be perfect, you know. And then you've got other places like houses where you go, let's make it, I don't know, 600, 650 at the most, maybe, for like a 3-bedroom house. And if you've got a really big 4-bedroom or something, we could maybe go up to about 800 quid, depending what area it is. But then again, not in just a little, you know, I just, honestly, I don't get it. How do they expect people to pay for all this? And then they're on about you saving money to get, you can't. How can you save any money when your shopping costs you 40 quid just to get some fucking bread and eggs? And some milk. I've got bread, egg, milk, and coffee. You know, what it's going to be soon. There's going to be. It's not going to be a drug crisis, is it? There's going to be people on street corners, literally with like jars of Kenko. You know, I've got dough egglets, tenner in the shops, 13 quid. Look, 13 quid on the shop, tenner for you. Hey, what have you got there? Get down on the floor. Yeah, dropping fucking Kenko jars and shit. And eggs out of him. He's got eggs on him. Get down. You know. So I hope you've enjoyed this little rant, this little episode. Thank you very much for subscribing. You're fantastic. Honestly, let me know in the comments what you guys think we can do about this cost of living crisis. Has it affected you? Does it affect you in America if you're watching this? Where in the world are you watching this from? Are you watching this in Australia? Anywhere? Let me know how it affects you across the world. You know, over here, it's just pants. It really is. You know, I consider myself to be fairly lucky in the situation that I'm in. You know, and I've not got lots of money by any means at all, but I've got a little bit to rub together when I get paid. You know, that's about it. You know, and yeah, it's absolutely, you know, if this was 5 or 6 years ago and I was getting paid now what I'm getting paid, I'd be loaded. I'd be loaded. I'd be like, wow, my God, I've got loads of money. This is fantastic. Now I'm like, where did the money go? What have you bought? You bought gas. Fucking hell. Is it good? Is it good gas? Fucking must be good gas, that. How much gas did you buy? 50 quid worth. How long did it last you? 2 days? Electric? Fucking 60 quid. 3 days. What, you powering the fucking sun? It's like, I don't. How can you charge money like that? I mean, I wish I owned an electric company or a gas company, because you don't actually own any of it. You're just subletting the gas pipes. Like, how many gas pipes you got, kid? I've got 1,000. Can I rent 25 of them off you? You know what I mean? Yeah, cool. How much are you going to charge me? Brilliant. So I'll charge these guys this. They can pay me, and I'll give them the gas that you already supply me, that I'm already giving them. It's genius, isn't it? It's genius. God, why don't I think of it? You know, so many electric companies. They don't do anything. It's already supplied by, you know, whatever supply was there before, or whatever company runs it. Someone else comes in and just goes, I'm charging you this and I can do you this rate, because it just works out a cheaper rate with the company that's actually supplying it you in the first place. It's just corrupt bollocks, isn't it? When they can set whatever. I mean, this episode will probably get nowhere because it's me talking, you know, generally the truth to you, because I'm just a guy in a shed, as I've always said. That rhymed. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. So yeah, once again, thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you very much for watching these episodes. So I've got the Anunnaki part 2 coming up, which actually the 21 and back has nothing to do with Anunnaki. I just thought I'd tie it in because it's quite a fun little thing. So I'm going to do some of that, and obviously the ancient apocalypse stuff, and a special episode on the Taured meteor stream. So look out for that, and that ties in with Bridges, actually, book 4 in End Without End. So once again, thank you very much for watching, thank you very much for subscribing, and I shall see you later, peeps. Have a great night. In the land of conspiracy, where we will find what truth lies to tell. But we may never know what's on the other side of the cupboard door. So thank you for watching the Conspiracy Cupboard. We have had some laughs. We've looked at UFOs in Scotland. We looked at UFOs in Wales, and we've searched for the answers to the past. And will we discover what the fuck is going on at last? I doubt it, I doubt it, I really fucking doubt it. But thank you anyway. We'll get to the bottom of it one day. So thank you for subscribing. It's been fun. We've got plenty more to look at So I will leave you with this song.